Alright, I'm Al. That's it really. That's my new start. I normally film from a buggy when I'm on the course, and obviously at the moment I'm not on the course, but I'm still sat in a buggy in the Biff's garage. Look at his buggy. Drives around on the road in this road registered definition buggy Biff. Absolute buggy Biff. The weather's been rubbish recently, awful. So it felt like a decent day to try and do a bit of a swing speed update. I'm going to go and speak to Paul and talk about what he does to gain power, what he does when he wants to hit one further, when he wants to swing it harder.
Balls up, stands up, I feel wide, I'm going to lose a bit of height, press into the floor and explode out of it.
Wow. The tee went like miles. Following on from what I did last week, whether he has that stock drive shot that I was talking about and then one that he'll try and get out there a bit more. I think he is one of the longer players on tour. Always been a strength of his is driving, so I think it'll be interesting to sort of try and learn a little bit from him. Yeah, hopefully he can not be an idiot and give us some decent information.
Yes! Smash it!
Smash it. And then we'll follow that up with my swing speed update, and hopefully I've gained a little bit.
Less thought, more smash. Oh.
That was rubbish. Need to get past that 120, remember? That's the mark. So I'm going to go meet him now, have a coffee, and we'll get on with it. So you've done alright recently, haven't you?
Yeah. Don't know where that came from, but yeah, it's been a...
Hillside, he finished 6th after I saw him on the practice round.
Absolutely. I've been kind of average through 36 holes and then just smashing up weekends, which has been ideal. You haven't
been. Usually you don't do that, do you? Normally you make the cut and then.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I don't know what's really changed. I don't think much has changed. Just a little bit more. Then I think after winning last year, I think it's going to get that in again. After winning last year, I felt there's a bit more confidence there, really, that I can keep going forward at weekends.
Do you think it's a momentum thing that?
Yeah,
that's once you do all right, because I think you kind of convince yourself. I said to you at Hillside, you look different. You look like Paul was playing to me. Looked like you, not in a cocky, arrogant sort of sense, but looked like you knew you had a chance that week. Like knew you were. If you play your game, you're going to be doing well. It's always that inevitability sort of way of thinking, I suppose.
Yeah. I think, but I think because I know I'm playing quite well at the moment, swinging it good, I'm giving myself a lot of chances. It doesn't matter kind of what happens. I kind of know there's going to be a run of holes. There's going to be a run of holes where that's 9 or 12 holes or even 18 holes in 72 that I'm going to shoot low. I'm going to have a run of birdies. I'm going to have a run of chances. And I think, like I say, I've been a bit slow through the first 36, but I kind of know at some point that I'm going to have this run and I'm going to go flying up the leaderboard. I did it in Dubai, shot 64 on a Sunday in Dubai, to finish third. I had a great weekend at Hillside, and a decent weekend even in likes of Morocco.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
there as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like You've
done it all different conditions as well. Dubai where it's spot on.
Yeah.
Morocco where it's dead windy, and Hillside where it was about -3.
Yeah, it was so cold. That Wednesday in that prom was probably the coldest I've ever been.
I walked around on the Thursday. It was the least enjoyable experience.
Absolutely. Even like going back to waiting for my run, I just had my run early in Denmark. I shot 500 on the Thursday. I think I was leading or one back after day one.
Yeah.
And then after that, but the actual golf game was good. Just had a bit of a iffy week with the putter, but you go on different greens and different conditions, and you look different to you some days and some weeks, and blah 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 blah.
I always think you're good at letting it go. So if you miss a cut or play bad or have a bad round or anything like that, you don't get overly bothered by it, do you? I know obviously you get annoyed by it and stuff, but you don't really dwell on it. You miss a cut and you go, I miss a cut, it doesn't really matter.
Well, there's so many opportunities to play. European Tour schedule is very different to anything else. Even Challenge Tour, Euro Pro, PGA stuff, there's always another week. There's 48 events in our calendar this year. It's ridiculous. There's only 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can play as much or as little as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to do that, you always know, well, there's always another week, there's always another week, there's always another week. So it's almost like, don't waste any energy on those bad weeks. Just sack them off.
And carry on.
Figure out, have a little look, figure out if something predominantly is bad, do a bit of work on it, crack on the next week. Like for me at the moment, I think the other thing why I'm playing better is I'm actually taking more time off. I'm actually playing a week. I'm always trying to play a week, have a week off, play a week. And like some people are like, well, why don't you play every week? And it's a bit like, well, if you do that, you don't actually have time to practice. You don't have time to get better. It's hard to go from week to week to find the time to actually fix and correct those issues you've got.
Some people feel they have to do that, don't they?
Yeah, some people do.
Like that suits them, but you've got to know your own game and say this works.
Evidence this year for me that I'm almost kind of like, I'm going to a week, playing nicely, doing well, and then I'm almost going, right, having a week off, maybe seeing the coach, seeing the relative people I need to see, and going, well, what was bad that week?
Yeah.
Well, I need to work on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Kind of fix that over a week period, go out the next week, and it's kind of keeping me. I've had 3-4 top 10s in 8 starts.
Yeah.
Which is very different to what I've been in the past. It's kind of been like good week.
Make a cut, finish 40th.
Maybe miss a cut, and then maybe come back out and finish top 20. Well, I've had a top 20 in there as well, and then obviously me and Tom lost in the final in golf sixes this week. So it's I'm playing less, but the actual standard that I'm playing to is higher.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that is, for me personally, I'm looking at world ranking points now, and they don't go down below 21st or 25th place.
Yeah.
So if you don't finish inside the top 20, you pick up no world ranking points.
Oh, right,
pick up Race to Dubai points.
Even if the field's really strong.
Even if the field's
you don't
really
finish
strong,
top 25 in an event.
You do not get any. You don't get any.
Oh right.
So there's almost no point in trying to play week after week, finishing 30, because you pick up nothing. I'll actually go backwards in world ranking now.
Because your divisor goes
up and your points come down. So it's one of those where I've almost got to play less but play better the times I actually go and play.
That's interesting. Because if I win an event, I still don't get any world ranking points.
Right. Okay. So all right. That's got awkward.
None. Absolutely no world, and I haven't won the event. I haven't.
Have you not?
I played this week actually, and I was terrible. When you say when I was talking about you let it go, I'm not great at that.
Right, okay.
But a lot of my stuff comes from common faults, and then I don't realise what I'm doing. So I'm learning that all the time because I think my swings improve, and I'll show that in the garage a bit of what my fault is. Getting up there, trying to get width, but right arm is so high as opposed to being deep. Getting that way and then that just dead narrow, and that's what costs me on a golf course really. And in tournaments, it's kind of what I really need to just keep grinding on getting a feeling for keeping it deep, so that shoulder's back as opposed to that way, because that's when it gets steep and it just goes all over the shot. I think learning where your common issues come from and being able to know where a bad shot comes from, rather than getting on the course, hitting a bad one and going, oh wow, I'll have to try this to try and hit it straight. I mean, that sounds stupid, doesn't it? But literally what happens is I've hit it over there, so I'll try this next time.
Yeah, it
don't work.
I went through a patch of being able to move it both ways and take the shape out of the shot and all that sort of stuff. But again, when I've been playing well, it's been when I've just had one shot shape.
Yeah, okay.
But I almost take a side of the golf course and complete out of play. Yeah. Say I'm hitting a bit of a hard draw.
Yeah.
I can't really miss it right.
Yeah.
It kind of takes. I can be so aggressive into a right flag.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to miss that right, and into a left flag, I can just take it into the centre of the green, and it's never going to miss right to that. If you know what I mean. The worst I'm going to do there is pull it online. So
it gives you confidence over the golf ball, doesn't it?
It's almost like it becomes very one-dimensional, but
it's
such an effective way to score at times.
Do you have, last week I did a stock driver versus one that you stand up and give it some welly, do you have that? Do you stand there and hit different types of drives, or will you literally hit driver flat out every shot, or will you hit a stock drive more often than anything else, whether it's a draw or a fade or whatever? You generally draw it with driver, don't you?
Yeah, I generally draw it. I use peg height a lot.
Right,
I actually, rather than trying to physically change my golf swing, which I do a little bit when I'm trying to hit it a bit longer, but my stock driver swing, I actually peg it down a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And actually start trying to almost get it a little thin, maybe a dimple or two low in the face. So I just find that just spins it online for me.
Okay, yeah.
It's not coming out the heel or toe, it's just coming a little bit low in the face. The worst thing it's ever going to do is have a little bit of left to right on it. So I can aim it kind of left half of the fairway. I know if I hit it good, it's only going to stay in the left half. I know, say, I hit a draw, but this is a bit different. And the worst thing it's going to do is just bleed into the right half of the fairway. So I can kind of keep it in play with that. And I hit that shot a lot, depending, obviously, if we're at a week where you need to stop bombing it and it's quite wide open, there's no rough, then I can go to the other one. But if I'm swinging it a bit iffy or conditions are saying, you need to play this way, that's what I'll go to. And I'll hit that 90% of the time.
It's interesting that, so you just literally tee it up lower
and don't do anything else.
And don't do anything else. No focus on technique at all, because sometimes, and I've shown it on, I think it was the second drive I hit last week on that video. I hit the stock drive shot where I teed it up lower, but I physically tried to hit a cut and it went. Yeah, stock one's good. Weak and right.
Yeah.
Like further right than the one that I tried to smash. And it was like, well, there's absolutely no benefit in doing that. But I was very much focused on teed up lower, which should, like I said, it makes you hit down a little bit more. Same thing you were saying, spin it a bit more. That should do the job for you. But I was like doing that, then thinking, well, technically I've got to get the club moving this way to get it to hit that shape. And then the tee height almost does that for me. I don't need to think about that.
Do you think the tee height then, what I was going to then lead to is actual ball position? Yeah. And sometimes it's not actually forward and back in your stance. If you want to hit a fade off a low peg, if you stand half a ball closer to it, like in your perception, the ball's a bit closer, you're going to have to, your arc or your swing, you're going to then actually pull the club across you a bit more to actually strike the shot, which gives you a bit more of a left path, which gives you a fade.
Yeah.
Likewise, if you peg it up and you stand a little bit further away, then you're going to have to swing out and up a little bit to actually get to the golf ball, which then gives you a bit more of a right path, which gives you the high bomb.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's not always moving the ball forward and back. Sometimes you can just literally a hair like further away or closer, and that will actually then dictate where the ball is in your golf swing.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously, if you play to a standard, you've got hand-eye coordination
to be able to react to what the tee's doing, basically where the ball is.
Exactly what you just said there. It becomes more reactive rather than thought-driven. The ball's there, I've got to hit the ball there. Not, I need to do this with my arms to actually do this, X, Y, and Z. The ball then dictates what your golf swing does.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Something a bit different, but when you're coaching, when you're doing your teaching, a lot of the stuff is aim, grip, stance, ball position, and posture. And those fundamentals can actually lead to the shape of the golf swing changing.
Funny, I teach that and I'll tell people that, and then I'll get on the course and I'll be like, right, tournament, you need to think of getting the club in here, get your elbow there, get the club like that, hit that, and then don't hit a snap hook or.
You can go provisional Titleist 2.
Miles right, yeah.
Sorry,
Titleist
2.
Yeah, 10. 5
You've had 20 shots over 2 holes in your last couple of tournaments.
Hold on, 2 holes, right? In the last 3 rounds of golf, 3 holes in the last 3 rounds of golf. I had a 10 on a par 5, 5 over, a 10 on a par 4, that's 6, so there's 11 over, and a 6 on a par 3, 14 over for 3 holes. Did you win? No. No, I didn't win.
Not getting any world ranking points for that.
No. Right, let's go and hit some balls, and you can show me what you mean with this driver stuff, and then I'll try and get my swing speed up. So you've got a trap here at 305.
Okay.
That's a good swing. You've not carried the trap then, mate. 304.1. You plugged in the face there. Are you taking the piss?